It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. And Brooklyn is where we'll be going just moments from now, as the Nets will be going up against the New York Knicks. For the Knicks, they're sitting at 500 over the last 10 games, kind of treading water. They'd really like to make a splash over the next few games. The Brooklyn Nets appear to be in Plan B mode. You remember when new ownership came in 2010, they spent big, traded aggressively for some big-name free agents, hoping it would put them in the hunt for a title. Hasn't exactly happened, Jet.
No, they took that shot, and it didn't work. It didn't work at all. But it's tough to rebuild now. You know, a lot of those picks were traded away to the Celtics, and they are going to just be a strong basketball team in the coming years.
Well, you're right, Ken. It didn't work. That's why they had to put a new front office in place, you know, bringing on some talent from San Antonio. We know how they do it in San Antonio. They're taking the patient route, building from the ground up.
And that is it. Just about time for tip-off. We'll see you later.
There below is Barclays Center and the borough of Brooklyn, where there's never a dull moment. Welcome to the NBA here on 2K Sports, a special Martin Luther King Day edition. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. And the continued absence of Porzingis, the story for them.
Yeah, and they're very happy to know that he'll be back on the court soon, but I'll be interested to see how it affects the team chemistry when he does ultimately come back. They've got a good thing going right now, and they've been playing excellent basketball without it.
And before we get underway here, let's check over with David Aldridge, who was able to talk with head coach Jeff Hornacek.
Well, guys, he told me they're up against a team that really finishes strong at the rim, and he wanted to get that point across to his players. He wants them to protect the rim with every bit of energy they've got throughout this entire contest. Let's see if they're up to it, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Well, we have some conference rivals meeting up tonight. Clark, I know these games get very intense.
Yeah, in many ways, too, Kevin. The crowd is more amped up, louder, more emotional, more rabid, and the emotions between the players can run high, leading to friction and confrontation. So it's a charged environment when you lock heads with your rival.
He'll be the Nets off the tip. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. Setting the floor for the Knicks. We've got Ntilikina. Enes Kanter is out there with Beasley. Then there's Hardaway. And it's Moutier in at the point. And he gets the bucket. Allen's got his team on the board to start the game for Brooklyn.
First points of the night. And here we go.
Setting the tone early with the first bucket. And we're off.
Outside Hardaway. Excellent D there from Allen. And the foul called on Tim Hardaway Jr. That's his first foul. Outside Russell. They set the pick. Screen by Fareed. Here's LeVert. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Wizards in Washington. It's blocked. About 1 minute into the first quarter. Moutier. Fareed against Beasley. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Boy, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
Screened by Russell. Allen dishes to Russell. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
And the story of that game was their terrific rhythm on the offensive end.
Yeah, I thought they were terrific at getting the ball moving. Played so well together that night. Really shared the ball and looked for each other at a high level.
Here's Russell after Enes Kanter's basket. Screen by Fareed. Passes to LeVert. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And Karis LeVert enjoying a lot of playing time on a rebuilding Nets team, Clark. What did he show you?
A little bit of everything. I thought he had a chance to be a really good pro. He's got an excellent assist-to-turnover ratio for a young guy. Sees over the top because of his size. Doesn't try to do too much. Unselfish, smart, good work ethic. All of that stacks up to long-time, impactful pro.
First one falls for him.
And LeVert, the Ohio native, has a ton of potential, folks. A tall, lanky shooting guard with really good playmaking ability.
And so he hits both. And you look at Karis LeVert, 6'7", about 200 pounds. Clark, what's his best position?
I think he's just a player. Combo guard is probably what you would categorize him as. He can handle it, he can pass. He's slim, but I think he can play some small forward too. I mean, this is a guy that I think could be comfortable at 1, 2, or 3 as he continues to develop.
Here's Fareed following the basket by Emmanuel Mudiay. Russell passes to Hollis Jefferson. Feeds it to Fareed. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Mudiay with the ball. Against New Orleans, who is really on his game. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Russell kicks to Fareed. Over Beasley. And he overshot that one, missing.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
They get it back. Tries again. That one's no good. That makes him 1 for 2.
Boy, incredible effort on defense. Refusing to give him an uncontested layup. Nothing easy.
Hollis Jefferson passes to Russell. All alone. The offensive rebound. Allen, that's good.
And setting the tone early with a strong move to the rack.
Yeah, I like the aggressiveness and the fearlessness there, Greg. I mean, very committed to getting the shot he wanted.
Now, here's Mudiay. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. And Allen with the block. There's the pass to LeVert. He dishes it to Russell. Screen by Fareed. Russell kicks to Fareed. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to LeVert. Shoots the 3. And Kanter pulls it down. Kanter's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And Frank Ntilikina out of France, played pro ball in Germany, and a lot of fans in the U.S. might not be as familiar with him, but for NBA execs and scouts, that's their job. Ntilikina has a game worthy of their attention.
And that one falls for Ntilikina. In a draft stocked with point guards, Ntilikina's court vision, Greg, might be the best of them all.
I mean, he's a true pure point guard. At the same time, a good shooter. The length to defend wings, so that versatility makes him one of the more valuable prospects. And coming out of the offseason where the Knicks had a really long to-do list, you knew they were going to shake things up and made some moves in free agency and realized they needed to build around Porzingis going forward.
Oh. players in the league can play at that elevation. I mean, Hollis Jefferson putting on the show, a high wire act.
That was a terrific replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Now, here's Cantor. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against New Orleans.
And he also chipped in with a couple blocks in that game. Just a hint at the impact he had on the defensive side.
Allen, a screen on Hardaway. There's a good screen. The putback. That shot is off. And New York the other way now. They traveled to Brooklyn last time they faced the Nets, and they came away with a win.
A really close game between these two in that last matchup. It took a total team effort for them to get the win.
It sure did, and they got a lot of scoring from their bench, Greg, and I think that really was the crucial difference.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting two.
And given how big and powerful Hollis Jefferson is, not surprising to see him utilize that strength to draw fouls inside.
Gentlemen, two shots. Move shots.
And that drops, so they now lead by one. And during this part of the season, a lot of lengthy road trips can be found for teams in the league. Clark, I would assume it's maybe sometimes hard to play at your best when you've been on the road for a long time.
Oh, there's no question about it. I mean, there's a galvanizing aspect to being on the road because it's just you and your teammates against the opponent. But when you're out on the road for a long time, things can get a little stale. You can become a little distracted. So it becomes very difficult, particularly for young teams, to work through the grind and adversity of being on the road. Veteran guys are used to it, but the young fellas often struggle with that.
Inside, here's Moutier, banked in off the glass. Moutier's got 6.
Yeah, I like the feel Ntilikina showed there. I mean, nice sense of where he was and what was available.
Screen by Fareed. Russell dishes to Fareed. Back to Russell. Here's Hollis Jefferson, guarded by Hardaway, and it's Russell missing. The Knicks have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the opening tip. Beasley the screen. Pass to Ntilikina. He kicks to Beasley. There's the screen. They swipe it. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Hollis Jefferson, good. 6 points for him.
Defense turning into offense. Hollis Jefferson doing what he does best.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. And while he's working on his shooting, Hollis Jefferson has shown an ability to create shots. Clark with his herky-jerky drives to the cup.
Kevin could not agree with you more. He is a bit herky-jerky, but that handle is tight, and that allows him to maneuver on the court as a playmaker.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. New York's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. There's a screen. Lee outside. To the paint. And Davis pulls it down.
I can't explain what happened there, Kevin. I mean, he had the layup. Looked like it was a simple play. Somehow the defense threw him off just enough to cause the miss.
Now here's Carroll. Tight defense on him. Thomas with the steal. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. The Nets with the lead. Dinwiddie kicks to Crabbe. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
The feed now to Thomas. He's guarded by Davis. Brooklyn with the rebound. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
Away from home, you got to execute, and they did that flawlessly.
And that's what it comes down to, execution, especially when you're on the road. Can you follow your game plan? I thought they were awesome in that game.
And looking at the career of Courtney Lee, you know, has hopped around from team to team a bunch of times and always a valued teammate, but just hadn't stayed on one team for very long.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Nets.
Guys, right from the start, it's been apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
The first one falls. And with Lee, you know exactly what you're going to get with his defense and shooting.
And Lee is always going to be a wanted commodity. His ability to defend and shoot aren't easy to find, and you just hope he's able to kind of settle into a long-term situation.
And he makes the first, but misses the second. Pick by Lee. Burke kicks to Thomas. Over to the wing. And Hezonja gets it to go. Hezonja's got the game tied up here for the Knicks.
Boy, you got to really get into Hezonja's airspace because he's looking to pull as soon as that ball hits his hands.
Carroll. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Here's Hezonja. Carroll covering. Lee goes in, and he converts the layup.
I don't think they have anybody to blame but themselves there. I mean, that's just inexcusable to let a guy get this deep inside.
There's the dish to Arthur. He feeds it to Dinwiddie. And here is Crabbe. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Shot clock at 3. Here's Davis, and there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Thomas, a screen on Carroll. Lee outside. Out to the wing. Here's Burke. Foul on the play. Basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Boy, it does your heart good to see that kind of determination in a player. Really excellent focus that time.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
And on the season, he's just a shade under 80 from the line. I'll bet he'd like to get that up over that mark.
And I think it's clear he's gotten better in that department since last season. I mean, he looks a lot more comfortable at the line now, and he's getting better results.
On the free throw, no good. And when you're on a young team that's still finding its way, how much does the losing take a toll on you as a player?
Well, I can speak to that because I was in that situation back in the early 80s. It does take a toll, but you keep your eye on what's ahead, and you relish the chance to develop as a young player. For the veterans, there's a lot less patience for a losing record, that's for sure.
Lee outside. They set the pick. Back to Burke. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Crabbe kicks to Arthur. Dishes to Dinwiddie. Now Crabbe. Ripped away. And a fast break now for New York. Lee's running. Here's Hezonja, and it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for the Nets.
And when you look at that chart, concentrate for a second on what they're not doing. They're not getting a lot of threes from the corners. That's something that has to change. Makes it much easier to defend the team when you know they can't score from the corner.
And for Brooklyn, they're shooting 47% here so far. The floater, Davis. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. And the Nets lead by 2.
Wow, fired that bounce pass in there beautifully.
There's 53 seconds left in the first quarter. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him.
And, you know, the Nets can't sell players on winning just yet, but they've created a top-notch infrastructure in the meantime, and they have a gleaming new practice facility, better accommodations for players' families during the game. Those little things are big things and make a difference.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
Thomas kicks to Hazonia. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Burke. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Here's the screen. Just 5 on the clock. Thomas's shot is off.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Nets lead by 1. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. And welcome back to our special presentation of the NBA for Martin Luther King Day. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Nets, what do you guys think?
Getting high percentage looks, wearing down that defense on the inside.
Grinding away down low, man, just filing them down. Love the bully ball method. Paying off well.
Here's Hazonia. Here are the 5 New York has to start here in the second. Trey Burke is out there with Lee. Then there's Lance Thomas, and it's Hazonia in at the small forward position. Here's Thomas. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Now here's Cram, covered by Lee. It's stolen. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Emmanuel Mudiay spent a year in China prior to the NBA rather than playing in college. A lot of people respect what he did while he was over there. He said, being in a foreign country, everything is different. It made me mentally strong. Now in the NBA, he said, you've got to have confidence because every point guard in this league can play. You've got to keep that edge and be prepared at all times. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Mental fortitude is critical, especially when you're a young player in this league. The Nets with the lead. Carroll, no one around him. Good on the 3-point shot. Carroll's got 9.
And that's his role. That's where Carroll's at his best, the catch and shoot. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Burke kicks to Hazonia. They set the screen. Carroll with the rebound. Nets leading by 4. Kicks it to Dinwiddie. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. We always talk about what a good shot is from time to time. Clark, how would you define a good shot in the context of an offensive possession?
To me, Kevin, a good shot is a shot that a guy can make 60 to 80% of the time when he takes it. Whether that's a three-point shot, your post-up moves, your mid-range jump shots. Those are quality shots. And then the other piece of it is you don't want to take a lot of contested shots. You can make them as a pro, but good shots are shots you can make 60 to 80% of the time, and usually that means you're getting open shots versus contested shots.
And a new group in for the Nets. Allen's checked in for Davis. Fareed comes in for Jarrell Arthur. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, he's checked in for Damari Carroll. And D'Angelo Russell subbed in for Crabbe. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Knicks trail by 6. Passes to Cantor. Feeds it to Mudiay. Back to Cantor. Will it go? Kenneth Fareed grabs the board. The Nets shooting it really well. 54% from the floor. Allen left side. Here's Fareed. No good off the front iron. Knicks have gone 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. Here's Ntilikina. And that one is good by Beasley.
Great job getting to the right spot on the court. Beautiful passing all the way around.
Here's Dinwiddie. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Here's Allen. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That's on Enes Kanter. The Nets have made all of their free throws so far tonight, going 6 for 6.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
One way to protect the lead, knock down those free throws, and 100% free throwing for the quarter, that's superb.
And Brooklyn making a change here. LeVert's checked in. That one is no good. There's Hollis-Jefferson. Lays it up off the glass. Hollis-Jefferson's got 8 points.
One of the things you love about Hollis-Jefferson is his activity. I mean, he impacts the game really without having plays called for him.
Here's Ntilikina. Count that one, and the Nets lead has been cut down to 5 on the bucket from Enes Kanter.
And, you know, the screen wasn't that great, but still he got it done. Excellent concentration on the hard finish.
Nets have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. The pass to LeVert. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
2 shots.
No good on that one. And he ends up missing both free throws. And Greg, with Enes Kanter last season, he had to miss significant time with the broken hand, but his offensive game is something to watch when he's healthy.
He just plays hard. He provides that instant offense off the bench, a great array of post moves to pick from.
It's good on the putback. Now just a 3-point Brooklyn lead.
Yeah, and how about the stick-to-itiveness on that possession? Stayed with it, didn't give up until the ball was in the basket.
Russell with it. He's coming off a 28-point game against the Wizards in Washington.
And there really was a physical aspect of his performance that was off the charts. He was taking it right at him, and he just kept getting those calls and getting to the line.
Ntilikina. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound. Hollis Jefferson's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Pass to LeVert. A floater, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
All right, a chance to look at the numbers for Hardaway. How's the last month of basketball been for him? Averaging about 11 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And you look at those numbers, not bad, but guys, I think he can do better, and he knows it.
And he has high expectations for himself as well, guys, but he just hasn't delivered fully on his potential yet.
First free throw is good. Clark, trying to find players that complement each other is such a big factor in the NBA. How much do differing styles of play matter for a low block pairing, for instance?
Kevin, I think it's critical. You need guys that have complementary skills. Somebody that can score it with his back to the basket deep in the post. And then that other big guy has to be more versatile. He has to be a good passer from every angle in the post area. And he has to be a guy who can make shots from that 12 to 17-foot range, so you have the kind of spacing that's ideal for 2 good inside players.
Allen passes to Hollis Jefferson. No good. Not a friendly rim at all this trip down. Back to Moutier from outside the arc. A rebound by the Nets. Hollis Jefferson's got 4 rebounds in this game. Pass to Fareed. Fareed setting the pick for Russell. Off the pick. Here's Allen. It's deflected. Beasley right side. New York, no good that time either.
Got to give the defense credit. That was a great contest on a high percentage shot in the paint.
A nice shot by LeVert.
I find LeVert to be at his best when he's in rhythm. When he's pulling up off the dribble, you know he's feeling it.
Beasley outside. And he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
That's good from Beasley. Brooklyn leading by 3. Russell kicks to Fareed. There's a good screen. Passes it to Hollis Jefferson. Here's LeVert, covered by Beasley. Outside Russell, 6 to shoot. Again, the Nets for 2.
The mid-range game. And when guys have that, there's no question they can shoot, and this kid can shoot.
Beasley outside. Right through the D for the layup. Beasley's got 7 points for the quarter.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
The pass to LeVert. It's deflected. Here's Ntilikina. Coming in off a 12-point game his last outing. Here's Beasley. Again, the miss by Beasley.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
And it's LeVert missing. Knicks trail by 3. Here's Hardaway. Rebounded by Fareed.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad they weren't able to finish it off.
Russell with a wide open look. And it's off from three-point range.
He continues to struggle from the field. But luckily for him and his team, his teammates have been able to pick him up and get the job done.
Here's Hardaway, and then Hardaway with the dunk.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think.
That's exactly how you send it. Two hands and down.
They set the pick. Russell passes to Hollis Jefferson, and he jams it with authority.
Bit of an oversized playmaking guard allows Russell to see over and around defenders. Great look there.
The feed to Beasley. Over Fareed, and Fareed sends it back. There's Hollis Jefferson. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Now it's a 5-point Brooklyn lead.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
The dish to Cantor. He kicks it to Hardaway. Tries to keep it alive, and it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. Damari Carroll's checked in for Rondé and Hollis Jefferson. The Knicks also changing it up. Isanya, he's checked in for Hardaway. Lee comes in for Ntilikina, and it's Burke in for Emmanuel Mudiay. Screen by Fareed. Russell kicks to Carroll. It's deflected, and they get it back. Allen, that's good.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Burke dishes to Cantor. Back to Burke. Beasley against Fareed. Burke kicks to Cantor. Just 4 to shoot. In the hoop for his 4th field goal. 4 for 7 shooting and looking for more.
And not a great start for him in the first, but he's quickly starting to turn it around.
Now, here is Russell. Not a lot of room. He dishes it to Allen. That's tipped, and he gets it back. And that one, good.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear, it's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
And it's Cantor again missing. Nets leading by 7. Here's LeVert. The Knicks pull it in. Beasley's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Here's Cantor. Second chance shot. Pass to Hezonja. There's a screen by Cantor. Hezonja kicks to Cantor. And Cantor throws it down.
Love how Hezonja sets up his teammates, tees them up nicely, and he's all for getting his guys going.
Russell left side. True on the 14-footer. Russell's got the lead up to 7 now for the Nets. And there's a minute 45 left now here in the second. Burke kicks to Beasley. Beasley the screen. Here's Hezonja. A shot off that time. Nice D from Russell. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Now here's Carroll. D right on him. And now the Knicks on the break. It'll go, and the Nets lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket from Beasley.
Leaving the rest of the field in the dust.
Well, I think the defense flat out gave up. I mean, didn't even try to get back into the picture on that fast break finish.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Always. And having a good coach is critically important. I mean, you need somebody you can count on to make the right adjustment.
Davis sets a screen. Dinwiddie passes to Davis. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Davis has got 6.
Yeah, they've gone away from the triple as they look to protect this lead.
Yeah, you know, sometimes that can be a mistake, but they weren't shooting it especially well early on, so I think it makes sense to shy away from the triple.
Here's Azania. Out to Lee from deep. Offensive rebound. Dishes it to Burke. Tries yet again. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got his 4th rebound in this one. This is his first free throw of the game.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good.
You know, it's been a bad day for them at the line today as a whole, and far too often, that's the case for this team.
And he sinks the second. There's 31 seconds left to play in the first half. "20 seconds left here in the second. Here's Azania. Carroll covering. It's tipped. And play stops as it looks like they call an over the back here.
Yeah, a little too physical on that play. Tries to climb over the top of him and gets whistled for it.
That was an elementary call for them to make there. I mean, once he knocked him off balance from behind, that was a no-brainer.
Both free throws good from Crabbe.
Textbook shooting from the stripe. Great form, soft release. Mark it up.
And so it's Brooklyn going into the break with a 10-point lead. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, y'all. Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. They did jump out to a lead in the opening period, but 4 points was the biggest it got. They took over in the second quarter, building their lead up to 10 points by the half and looking very much like a team that is determined to turn this game into a laugher. Let's start with you, Shaq. What'd you think about the Nets?
The area where they impressed me the most has been on the boards. When the shot's gone up, everybody goes for it. It's just a matter of maintaining that energy, playing with that same kind of aggression in the final 2 quarters.
And over to Kenny. What'd you think about New York?
Well, they just didn't produce enough offense. I don't know if it's because they were expending so much energy on the defensive end, but clearly they have to take a look at this. What plays are we calling, and how can we improve that? And they have to do it fast, because if they don't, this game is going to run away from them.
And that is just about going to wrap it up as the second half is moments away. Down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew.
The Brooklyn Museum, just one of the many places to visit here in this famous borough of New York City. Welcome back, folks. And welcome back to the 2K Sports broadcast of the NBA, celebrating Martin Luther King Day. Russell and LeVert in the backcourt. Kenneth Faried is out there with Allen, and it's Hollis Jefferson in at the small forward. That's the group starting the second half for Kenny Atkinson. The shot's good from Cantor.
And defensively, this is the opposite of how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, just a real lack of aggressiveness there right now. I mean, can't give up these types of layups to begin the quarter, Greg. I mean, that's a no-no.
But he gets it back. Pass to LeVert. He feeds it to Russell. Kicks it to Faried. There's a screen. Passes it to LeVert. 5 on the clock. Over Beasley. Up again. Here's Fareed. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. Fareed's got his second basket of the game. Beasley outside. 18 feet out. Count that one, and the Nets' lead has been cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Cantor.
And Tim Hardaway Jr., the son of a former all-star point guard. Junior, not maybe the same ball handler his father was, but he can sure fill it up. And I really feel like he's established his niche in the NBA.
That one falls. Fareed's got the lead up to 10 now for the Nets.
Making the right choice there. I mean, Russell, this is what scouts like about him, his feel, that intuitive feel for the game.
Moutier dishes to Cantor. Pass to Ntilikina. That's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And Hardaway Jr., a 6'6" shooting guard out of Michigan. Talk about his game a little bit for us, Greg. Analyze where he is.
Above average in terms of his athletic ability, improving defensively, and right now he's playing off the ball, whether spotting up or filling the lane. I think this guy's got a chance to be special. He's passionate, and boy, does he compete.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
He misses the free throw. Well, Clark, you had the distinct honor of playing horse against the former president of the U.S., Barack Obama. You lost that game, I don't want to remind you, but I want an honest answer. Did you let him win that contest?
Kevin, the deal is that it was an unbelievable privilege to play POTUS. We changed the letters of that game back in 2010, and I let the president up. I gave him life after I had him down, and he took advantage of turning the momentum in his favor. He won fair and square. I did give him an opportunity to win, but he's on top in that matchup, and I think it ended up being good television. And while some of my former teammates look at me with disdain for having lost a horse game to the president, I think it was all intended to end just the way it did.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Russell kicks to Fareed. The Nets working the ball around now. Here's LeVert. Kept alive. Hollis Jefferson, good.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. And for Rondé Hollis Jefferson, Clark, he can do a lot of different things, but the hole in his game has been his inability to shoot the ball.
Well, I've got to be honest with you. That jumper of his is really broke. I mean, it's just quirky and unorthodox and needs some work. It's awkward, very awkward. And he seemed to regress a bit offensively in his second year. If he can repair that shot, though, I think he's got a lot to offer.
Fareed setting the pick for Russell. Off the pick. That one, no good. And New York will come the other way. From beyond the arc, count that one, and the Nets' lead has been cut to just 5 points on the basket from Ntilikina.
Man, good to see Ntilikina square up from deep. Has the size and touch needed to knock home these threes.
Russell passes to LeVert. Fareed, a screen on Beasley. Beasley with the steal. And a fast break now for New York. Goes up, and it's Beasley finishing it off.
And that's such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
Brooklyn leading by 3. Russell kicks to Allen. Inside. Hollis Jefferson passes to Fareed. 6 on the shot clock. Fareed setting the pick for Russell. Beasley with the steal. Here's Hardaway, and he uses the glass on the layup.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Screen by Fareed. There's the pass to LeVert. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Russell's got 4 assists in the game.
He can be dangerous from outside. Sure, he didn't get one to go in the first, but we know he can get on a roll and knock him down.
No good from Beasley. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Feeds to Allen. The Knicks pull it in. And following this game, they'll challenge the Grizzlies on the road at the FedEx Forum in Memphis. And their journey is just getting started. That'll be the second of 7 straight on the road.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
6 to shoot. Here's LeVert. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. They push it up 4 on 3. And the layup's good off the glass. 6 points for D'Angelo Russell.
And Karis LeVert is a very willing passer, somebody who's always looking to set up his teammates, actually focuses on doing that.
Beasley outside. To the wing right side. Here's Cantor. That one doesn't go.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. You can't play it any better than that, Greg.
Got a hand on it. Outside Hardaway. To the middle. Cantor's shot is off. Nets leading by 4. Here's LeVert. He's got 8. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. And misses it off the right side of the rim. For New York, they've gotten 8 of their 11 shots to drop since the break. A great third quarter for them offensively. Outside Hardaway. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. In a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Nets.
Their ability to rebound and convert those second chance opportunities has been a running theme throughout.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And Nets coach Kenny Atkinson, before taking over in Brooklyn, a key assistant in Atlanta under coach Mike Budenholzer.
Yeah, and you talk about the Spurs coaching tree. There are a lot of good branches on that tree, boy. Budenholzer spent almost 2 decades in San Antonio. Now his assistant in Atlanta, Kenny Atkinson, is the head coach in Brooklyn.
Hardaway hits them both. The Nets with the lead. Now here's Cram. 6 points for him. Davis sets a screen. Dinwiddie dishes to Carroll. Another shot. Davis. Rebounded by Hardaway. Knicks shooting well. They're at 45%. Lobbed up there for Thomas. And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. You see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for Beasley.
And everything he's touched has turned to gold. If you are on defense, you have to make sure all 5 players know exactly where he is at all times, because if he gets a sliver of a look, he'll get it done.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Here's Dinwiddie. And there's the feed to Cram. And again, no good by Brooklyn. They set the pick. Hardaway kicks to Burke. To the inside. He's guarded by Arthur. Got a hand on it. And here is Crabbe. Davis sets a screen. He got right to the cup using that screen. Crabbe's got 8.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Thomas a screen. Hardaway kicks to Burke. Hardaway passes to Thomas. There's Lee with the 3. Arthur grabs the board. Nets leading by 4. Dinwiddie with the bucket.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wentz.
I could not say it any better, showing you some real focus, taking it inside against the bigger man.
To the paint. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
They set the pick. Arthur dishes to Crabbe. Dinwiddie kicks to Crabbe. And again, it's Brooklyn converting.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
Courtney Lee is on the wing. In the corner, Hardaway with it. Back to Lee. Outside Hardaway. Shot clock at 6. Now here's Burke. Defense is right there. Hardaway kicks to Lee. New York moving it around. And Davis pulls it down.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Greg, and that's been the key to this lead. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
Great positioning on the putback. And the Nets lead by 8.
Great job of crashing the offensive glass. He stayed with it. That's hard-nosed, tough basketball.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
And really, the first 3 or 4 seasons of his career, DeMarre Carroll was kind of a fringe rotation player. I think once his three-point shooting took form in Atlanta, that's when his value as a player skyrocketed.
Hezonja, he's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Now Burke passes it to Hezonja. That one falls coming off Burke's feet. Hezonja's got 5 now.
And being that he's 6'8", Hezonja is really a menace inside. He gets his shot up easily in the paint area.
And for DeMarre Carroll, able to hit the 3, but it all starts for him, Greg, at the defensive end.
Yeah, he can be an intimidator on that side of the ball, and with his lockdown mentality defensively, he only needs to provide complementary scoring to be a key contributor.
And Arthur, no good on that one. Knicks trail by 8. Outside Thomas. The dish to Lee. Now here's Burke. He's covered closely. He's guarded by Davis. Here's Hezonja. Not enough on that one as it misses.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Here's Dinwiddie. Burke covering. That one good for 2. And it's a 10-point Nets lead.
He's just able to shoot over people at a high rate.
And you were a good defender, Greg, so you tell me, how do you guard that? I mean, the height, the soft release, not a lot you can do against that combination.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
A lot of tough teams in this league, Kevin. Here's where New York sits right now.
Yeah, and you talk about their points per game. Definitely not elite, but in the upper echelon. And when you play good defense, sometimes that's enough. The fans love the top scoring teams, but really it's all about balance.
And that one falls for Burke. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Nets leading by 8. There's 53 seconds left to play here in the third. Dinwiddie passes to Davis. Here's Dinwiddie. Burke covering. Dinwiddie kicks to Arthur. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Arthur's got 5.
Really in a good position thanks to the accuracy from beyond.
Yeah, you got that right. I mean, you got it real right. They are lighting it up from beyond the arc this half.
Hangs in the air, and it's good for 2. He's got 6.
And he just big boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
Here's Dinwiddie. They set the screen. He kicks to Craig from downtown. And no good trying to get that one. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They've played the better game so far, but their work is far from over. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And thanks for joining us again, folks. 2K Sports broadcasting here on MLK Day, bringing you the NBA. Brooklyn leading by 9, and New York looking at who they've got. Lee out there with Trey Burke. Then there's Lance Thomas, and it's Hezonja in at the 3 slot. And it's Davis missing. New York shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable. Burke, the pass to Hezonja. It's stolen by Carroll. And here's the fast break. Carroll leading the way. Off target from outside.
One made 3 for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
Shooting 2.
No good on the free throw. And he's good on the second. Here's Crabb. He dishes it to Dinwiddie. There's the pick. He feeds it to Arthur. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Crabb with the ball. He's picked up by Lee. Crabb, no good. Knicks trail by 8. Here's Thomas. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Boy, it does your heart good to see that kind of determination in a player. Really excellent focus that time.
Brooklyn making some changes. Allen's checked in for Davis. Hollis Jefferson subbed in for Damari Carroll.
1 shot.
A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Here's Dinwiddie, defended by Moutier. Dinwiddie dishes to Arthur. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Here's Dinwiddie. Dishes to Crabb. Kicks it out to Allen. Here's Dinwiddie. Knicks with the rebound. Cantor's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. That is good. And the Nets lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Hezonja.
Hezonja is an experienced, seasoned player. I mean, somebody who's used to hitting shots over tough defense.
Over in the corner, Moutier. Here's Dinwiddie. That three off the mark. Knicks trail by 3. Guys, this offense very effective.
And guys, the defense has been no match. They've just picked them apart.
Here's Thomas. He can't get it to go. And Brooklyn will come the other way. They've led by as many as 11 points. That's tipped. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth.
Hezonja is confident and unafraid when he takes it inside. He doesn't mind getting fouled.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
No good on that one.
Boy, Hezonja, gotta love him. I mean, he's a fantastic 2-guard with great size.
The Knicks making a switch here. Beasley's checked in. Good on the second free throw.
Yeah, being down 2 points instead of 1 thanks to the free throw miss makes getting a stop here absolutely critical.
There's the pick. Fareed the pass to Hollis Jefferson. No good off the back of the rim. New York trailing. Down low, Cantor. And it's all evened up.
Ntilikina is a terrific passer, always looking to share the ball whenever the opportunity is there.
Kicks to Fareed. Russell sets a screen for Fareed. Shot to end this cold run. 2 points. That one goes. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Beasley the screen. Ntilikina gets the bucket. Ntilikina's got it all tied up now for New York.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Bucket is good.
He is out there for his defense. But as quiet as it's kept, Hollis Jefferson making an impact with his scoring, too.
Moutier with the ball. Up top, Cantor, defended by Allen, and out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. Hardaway's checked in for New York. Now, here is Russell. From 11 feet away. That one a little long.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Pass to Ntilikina. Feeds it to Beasley. There's the dish to Moutier. Beasley kicks to Moutier. Battles through traffic and lays it in.
And he'll take it right into the teeth of the D without thinking twice about it.
Outside, Russell. There's the screen. Here's LeVert. But they get it back.
And I just love how he's banging down low. His hard work will let them use some more of the clock here.
Well, I tell you what, easy to admire the skills of Ntilikina. I mean, he's a tall guard. He passes and shoots it well. Very efficient.
Shooting 2.
He's off on the first. And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point.
Not an A-plus trip to the line, but he did get them the lead.
Now, here is Russell, defended by Moutier. They set the pick. Here's LeVert. Hollis Jefferson. No good on that one. For New York, they've gone 5 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter on a roll. And not going to let them get that easy done. Defense stopping the easy 2, but a foul called and a trip to the free throw line instead. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Knicks.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
They do, and you also see a lot of points have come off the dribble penetration. They've been aggressive on the bounce at attacking the defense.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. That misses, so he splits the free throws.
Well, they should be looking at a 3-point lead. Hopefully for them, that miss won't cost them.
I wonder if switching baskets really threw him off. I mean, because he can't get anything to fall this half.
This offense has really been clicking.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with.
Ntilikina can't hit.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Cans it from downtown. And the Nets lead by 1.
LeVert showing you can rise up from deep. A quality shooter when given room to fire.
Moutier kicks to Beasley. Up top, Moutier. He's guarded by Russell. On the wing, Hardaway. Lock at 6. Here's Cantor. And the layup's good off the glass. Cantor's got 20 points.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Down low. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Boy, you like the aggressiveness from Hollis Jefferson going right at him.
The Knicks have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the fourth so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them. It's Beasley on the wing. Fareed defending. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Two shots.
First free throw is good. And he can't hit the second.
Yeah, look, you'd like to take the lead on that possession, but at least he was able to tie the game up. And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you can see the frustration on his face.
Moutier dishes to Beasley. Brooklyn with the ball. Brooklyn's gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. There's the pick. With some arc. And Fareed kicks to Russell. And the Nets, another 3.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in, locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
Beasley outside. And there's the pass to Cantor. Kicks it out to Beasley. They grab their own miss. Pass to Ntilikina. Second chance shot. Oh, and he pucks it off the glass. Wow. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
Wow, has he flipped a switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
And for D'Angelo Russell, the former #2 overall pick in 2015 out of Ohio State. Greg, in your opinion, what makes him so special as a prospect?
I think it's all about his skill level. I mean, the league loves players who can handle, pass, and shoot. And he can do all 3 at an elite level. And he's not just a stationary shooter. He can hit pull-ups, a very good in-between game as well. Let's just see if he can continue his maturation process.
Free throw good, Russell.
And a big move for D'Angelo Russell this past offseason. Traded from the Lakers to Brooklyn. Now one of the major building blocks of this team that has embraced him wholeheartedly. How about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Yeah, we call that playing through the whistle. You know, he didn't give up on it when he heard the whistle. He kept his focus, his concentration, and he found a way to get the shot up and down.
One shot.
And the free throw, no good. And with the draft spot, the Lakers have. And the spotted history with D'Angelo Russell. You know, Greg, it wasn't a huge shock to see him move.
You know, it just seemed to me that Russell wasn't the right fit for what LA wanted to do. Still a very young and talented player who has a chance to kind of reinvent himself here in New York. He's shown a bit more maturity since that trade and since joining this team.
There's a screen by Cantor. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
First one falls for him. Hardaway hits them both. Brooklyn leading by 4. Pass to LeVert. Screen by Russell. Over to the wing. Shot clock at 6. Passes it to Hollis Jefferson. Here's LeVert. And a miss there on the triple.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
It's Hardaway, that time on the assist by Beasley. Hardaway has got 7 points here in this quarter.
Great move to get to the rim. I think they're going to take the aggressive approach down the stretch.
And, Greg, you know that's never a bad idea to be the aggressor. I mean, what a ball game we've got going on here, guys.
It's Russell with the drive. Allen, that's good.
Already one of the league's more creative assist men. Russell making people around him better.
New York calls timeout. And at this point of the game, getting a break here, important for the teams to regroup. And for the players, this is where you have a chance to get rehydrated with Gatorade. Get ready to play strong to finish off the game. And with this game closing in on the final buzzer, let's take a look at our Jordan player of the game.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hadn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots, and you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he has.
Alan Crabb, he's checked in for the Nets. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Jeff Hornacek said to his team. Three-pointers have hurt them tonight, and he told his players, we've got to play them better on the three-point line. We can't give them any more clean looks. Kevin?
Ntilikina can't hit.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Now here's Crabb. He's tightly guarded. Knicks trail by 4. Pass to Ntilikina. Hardaway for 3. A rebound by the Nets. They've led by as many as 11 points. And here is Crabb. The feed now to Russell. No good on the triple.
And, you know, Kevin, that's what they want, an uncontested look from the perimeter. Sadly, they came up short on that possession.
Moutier kicks to Beasley. There's the pick. Some nice passing by New York here. Here's Cantor. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better.
Oh!
What? And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up.
Yes, he does. That's what we call helium. Yeast rising and helium floating.
Here's Hardaway. It's no good. He's now 4 of 9 from the field. Brooklyn leading by 6. Dishes it to Crabb. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Moutier. Here's Ntilikina. It's good. And now they trail by just 4.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Perfect execution. That's how you take advantage of a transition opportunity.
Off the screen, and Russell puts it in.
Getting more comfortable attacking inside is Russell. Nice job, D-Russ.
Beasley outside. He kicks to Moutier. He dishes it to Cantor. To the left side wing. Ntilikina. Yes!
Love the form Ntilikina has. Boy, that's nice. Keeps the ball high, making it tough to block that shot.
And that's an intentional foul. .24 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and they go to the intentional foul.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
Gets the first, and that puts them up by 5. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there. And the Knicks with possession. Shoots a 3, buries it, and he has brought them to within 2 points.
Now, that is cold-blooded.
Indeed it is. Love seeing him deliver when they need him most. No fear taking these shots. I love it.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Yeah, but Greg, they didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 4-point ball game.
Boy, so calm, composed. Love how he took his time and drained the important free throws. Big time stuff there.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. They're behind by 4. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Beasley for 3. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound, and an intentional foul there stops the clock.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
2.
He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5.
The number 2 pick of the 2015 draft, Russell trying to mature into the leader everybody expects him to be.
6 seconds left in the fourth. Hardaway for 3. That shot missing.
And truth is, though he misses that one, it's a shot he normally makes.
You're exactly right, Greg. That's certainly in his range. Forget about the miss and get ready for the next one.
So it's the Nets picking up the win. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really held firm when they needed to. On both ends, just effective in terms of coming away with this win.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you very much, Kenneth. The front court really carried you tonight. Looked like you put your team on your backs.
We won. That's all that matters. You know, us bigs is able to just, you know, go clean up, go get rebounds and putbacks and things of that nature.
All of it adds up to a win. Thank you, Kenneth. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.